Story Corner, presented by Jennifer. Late Night Slashing. Nate Spencer was standing alongside the curb when Officer Carleen Bell arrived on the scene. "Look at this," he cried, pointing to a fancy sports car with 4 slashed tires. "Look at my car." "When did you discover that your vehicle had been vandalized?" Officer Bell asked, removing a notepad and pen from her pocket. "First thing this morning. I was leaving for work." "Any idea who might want to do this to your property?" "You mean, like, personal enemies?" Nate nodded. "I have a few thoughts. For starters, I was just promoted over one of my coworkers." Officer Bell began taking notes. "And who was that?" "Harold O'Toole. He was furious when I was promoted ahead of him." "How furious?" "He swore he'd get even." Officer Bell made a notation, then closed the notebook. "Okay, I'll definitely question Mr. O'Toole. Of course, Sheila, my ex-wife, threatened the same thing after our divorce. She was unhappy with the settlement." Officer Bell reopened her notepad. Nate continued. "For one thing, the judge awarded me this car." He ran his hand lovingly over the hood. "Sheila found a broker over at Top Sell Office and Homes. Ever heard of them?" "Oh, sure, they sell a lot of nice properties." "That's right. So it's not really the car that she's upset about. Sheila could easily afford one. Her problem is she doesn't like to lose." Officer Bell nodded. "Anyone else?" "I'll tell you someone who doesn't like to lose." Nate replied, "My brother, Tom. We were together at the gym last night and made a friendly wager. He lost big time." Nate grinned. "And was he mad?" "So you think maybe your brother could have done this?" Nate shrugged. "I'm just saying he's always been a sore loser. When we were kids, he once..." "Excuse me," a spry-looking elderly woman called out, making her way towards them on the sidewalk. "That's Mrs. Warthall. She's the neighborhood busybody," Nate whispered to the officer. "How can we help you, Miss Warthall?" Officer Bell asked. "I have some information about your investigation." Nate rolled his eyes. "What kind of information?" The woman smiled shyly. "Well, I took a drive late last night. I do that when I can't sleep. On my way home, I saw a stranger running away from your car." Nate perked up. "You did?" "What did the stranger look like?" Officer Bell asked. "Hard to say. It was dark. He was dressed all in black." It was a man." Miss Warthall adjusted her glasses. Who else could have done this kind of damage? Anyways, as I drove past, I glanced in my rearview mirror and saw the stranger get into a car parked right over there." She pointed to an area under the street light. It had one of those vanity plates. You know the kind. "Were you able to read the plate?" Nate asked eagerly. "As a matter of fact, I could. It had just 3 letters. H-O-T. Hot? That stands for Harold O'Toole, Nate shouted. There's your proof, officer. Arrest him now. Officer Bell glanced at her notes. You're right, Mr. Spencer. I have all the proof I need to press charges. Mrs. Warthall hadn't seen Harry O'Toole leaving. She'd seen Nate's ex-wife. She read the vanity plate letters in her rearview mirror, which meant they were reversed. Not hot, but T-O-H for Top Sal Office and Homes, the agency where Nate's ex-wife Sheila worked.